In the long history of having movie tie-in games, there's been very few that live up to the movie or even surpass it. The only game that I could say universally everyone agrees on is an amazing game is Spider-Man 2, but that's the exception, not the norm. For every good movie tie-in game, there's many, many more that are forgotten. But is such the case for the Wolverine? Considering that the movie was an extreme letdown, is this one of those rare moments when the game itself is extremely better than the movie? And in today's video, that's what I seek to find out. My first experience with this game was in passing, watching my friend play it on some sunny afternoon. I remember being in awe to just how brutal this game was. His claws ripped through people like butter. Right then, right there, I realized that this was the perfect Wolverine game. And this was always my thought, that this game was an absolute masterpiece, even though I had never fully played it through. And with the new Deadpool and Wolverine movie, I couldn't think of a better time to play it. Jumping back into this game, prepared to play it all the way through, I was expecting to love it right from the start. Which I was kind of right. The first couple kills were just so satisfying. Ooh! One thing that I can say that this game nails to perfection is the absolute gore and violence that this game portrays. Ooh! Ripping people's arms off, spiking people onto the sharpest object nearby, throwing them to the depths below. Logan is the ultimate killing machine. Without a doubt, Logan is the star of the game. Having multiple combos and different variations to chop people up, you can gain abilities and attributes like, if you're low on health, which is rarely the case, that you become more stronger and enraged. But to start the game, these perks and abilities don't come until about midpoint in the game, which is totally fine as long as the gameplay produces extremely fun and addicting gameplay. But this game peaks really hard and dips really low in my opinion. The story itself is pretty convoluted, much like the movie. No surprise there, Fox was not it at the time. Starting off in Africa on a top secret mission to destroy some radio towers, while you get ambushed by some supernatural militia. Victor Creed, Logan's brother, decides to give you a helping hand, realizing that this is your first flashback. This happens periodically through the story, moving from the past to the present. Logan is now living his best life in the wilderness of Canada with the love of his life, when his past comes to haunt him.
Hey, little brother.
Let's take this outside.
With the death of his wife, he subjects himself to become Weapon X.
You will suffer more pain than any other man could endure. Your bones will be coated in adamantium. When we're done, you'll be able to withstand anything, even Creed.
The operation was a success, but he can't be trusted. We have his DNA for Weapon 11. Terminate him.
To become the ultimate killing machine. But at what cost? Yours, actually. Because the mission that follows is extremely long and tedious. It's a never-ending hallway, and in large part, they just throw a bunch of enemies at you and expect you to deal with it. Which is fine, I guess, because you cannot unlock the harder difficulty until you beat it at least once. The game has no sense of urgency, no fear, because of Logan's regeneration is so quick, which is really badass. But the way to counter this is to have a good variety of enemy types, which it does, kind of, besides running into 2 or 3 consistently repeating mini bosses, to when every time they popped up, I had a huge eye roll. Because the missions that follow are extremely similar, jumping from Africa to the Weapon X, Africa, and Weapon X program again. While yes, the level itself is different, having you do different tasks, but the surrounding feels very familiar, leading you to feel like you've been there, done that. But the game throws a curveball at you. You find a secret base in the southwest United States codenamed Wade, where sentinels are being created to wipe out the mutant population. I gotta give credit where credit is due. This level is fucking awesome. It's big, open areas, new enemy types, leading you to a final showdown that is a little over the top, but I enjoy it. But by this point, the momentum that the game has picked up where you consistently fight new enemy types and no longer fight the same bosses, and Logan himself has become more upgradable, having better abilities and techniques. By this point of the game, you fight 4 consistent, good and fun bosses. Then you have your final flashback. Why Logan was betrayed.
I didn't sign up for this. Yes, you did.
His morals. Sorry, he's a good person. Strikers Island is an adrenaline-infused level. This is more of what the game should have been. The game has a very similar ending to the actual movie counterpart, but there's a secret post-credit scene.
Road since way back then. Sometimes I wish I could forget all the years since, too. So many dead, so much lost. I still have work to do.
I suppose I should thank you. When you destroyed my Sentinel, you forced me to rethink my assumptions about robotics and prosthetics.
The hell you talking about, Bub?
I'd heard you took an adamantium round through your thick skull. Guess you don't remember. Pity. I plan on doing some very bad things to you. So much better if you remembered why. Guards! Guards!
You sure as hell didn't work out like we planned. That doesn't mean giving up. This world may be broken. I've got just the tools to fix it.
In conclusion, I think this game is a lot of fun. It has a really fast start, then it slows down to a crawl for about 3 to 4 levels, and then it picks up running. The last half of the game was so enjoyable. I wished more of the gameplay played out like that. But nonetheless, I think if you're a fan of Wolverine, I think this game is 100% worth coming back to, especially on Xbox through backwards compatibility, I think. Anyways, if you guys are new here and you enjoy this type of content, let me know by leaving a like. Greatly appreciate it if you subscribe. The channel's been doing very, very well. I've been coming out with more of these retrospective videos, and I plan to do more, maybe a Deadpool one. But anyways, until next time, peace.